What's going on YouTube? It's Keegan Lanier here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to walk you through something I haven't touched in quite a while, and it's Divi Switch from my buddies over at Aspen Grove Studios and Divi Space. So we're going to install it. You can see here, if we go into the back end of our site, we've got a brand new fresh Divi WordPress installation, and we'll take you into the back just like we do in every video to show you around a little bit. We're running WordPress 5.7. I'll go into our appearance, I'll show you what we're doing with Divi, and the current version of Divi we're running is 4.9.3, and there's nothing else here. I mean, basic as basic gets. So we're going to walk you through, number one, installing Divi Switch. Got it over here again from AspenGroveStudios.com. I'll link it in the show notes in case you're interested in checking it out. But we're going to take you through and ultimately show you how to use this really cool, they call it the Swiss Army knife of Divi. It's a way you can do a lot of things that people like to do pretty frequently on WordPress sites, and do it with a click of a button. So at the end of this, we're going to give you a rating. It's the first time we're doing this, and we're going to rate this thing out of 5, and let's get started. So first off, let's go ahead and install Divi Switch. Got to do that first before we can really do much. So let's go down here, downloads, we got Divi Switch, I'm going to install, and we will activate. So let's go ahead and go to Divi Switch. We're going to check out just kind of a quick rundown of some of the things you can do here. So, you got a whole section for header, a whole section for footer, main content, mobile, blog posts, archives, integrations, advanced, import, export, so you can pull in all of these different things. It's pretty freaking cool. But let's go through the header first. So remove, underline. Let's pull up the front end of our site. You see we've got this underline here. Let's see what happens when we remove that. We'll refresh the front. Boom, it goes away. So quick as that. We've got a menu, right? So let's shrink this down. And we've got this here. Let's go back in here, app style menu. Let's hit save. And I don't really know if this is for the mobile version or if it's for desktop, but we're about to find out. So nothing changes here, but when we blow this up, here we go. We've got that app style menu. So we've basically got the mobile menu on the desktop version. That could be useful. Phone number clickable. I never put the phone number there personally. Open social links. That's for if you set your social links up here in the generic footer. I don't do that either. I use my own setup, and this may overrule it. I'm not really sure if this works with the social follow module either, but we can play around with that. So we'll check it. Center align top header items. This is cool right here. Different logo on scroll. So let's go in here and see. I don't think I have any logos uploaded yet, but let's play around with this. So we've got branding. Nope. We're going to do some logos, and let's say we wanted the Y logo, and we also want a more squared logo, something like this. Perfect. We'll upload both of them. I want this one to be the scroll logo, and then I'll go back here and set this one as the normal logo. So we've got this one here. We'll hit save. Let's go back to the front end and see what's up. Click here. So we've got this logo, and this page, unfortunately, is too short to scroll. Let's go into our post and see if this goes a little longer. Yeah. So now you get to see it. Boom. It switches over. That could be useful. That's pretty cool. All right. Keep on going. Burger menu text. I'm not sure that this will work on the normal menu like this, but it might. So let's see. Refresh, and it does. Okay, that's pretty legit. I love that. Page specific logo. Not sure how that would be determined. Maybe this adds something into the pages. So let's go see. We've got the pages coming up, and we've got the sample page. Just the only real page we've got so far. But let's go in here and see if there's an option added into our pages for the page logo, and there is. Aha, that's pretty cool. That's actually really awesome, because there could be different logos for different parts. If you have like an academy and you want to have that logo show up on your same design, but a different logo on a page, maybe a landing page for your, for a membership or for a club or something along those lines, that could be pretty cool. So if we take this off, save it, and go back and refresh this page, this should go away, and it does. That's interesting, the possibilities that we could do there, right? Full screen menu with a layout. Now that's super cool. That's actually really, really cool. Let's turn on transparent headers for all pages and see what's up with that. So we don't have a whole lot going on as far as our layout goes, but you see that it does make this transparent and it shifts everything up. So this has turned this header fixed. I wish that it added the space in automatically. That would help a whole lot. But this is still pretty interesting, because what you can do, for those of you who are CSS peeps, you could come in here, and where I've got, the Search Console tools or the developer tools, you can add into the main content, padding, top, and do the height of your menu. And what that will do is just push the content down a little bit. I did 75 pixels, as you can see here, and it pushed it down. So if I were to change this to 100, it'd push it down even farther. And if I went to 300, it goes even farther. So it looks like 75 is about right. And then that just gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So that's pretty cool too. That's an interesting addition that makes things super easy. Menu hover effect. Let's see. Enable or disable menu hover effect for standard Divi menu. This setting won't work for mobile created with a Divi module or menu in full screen. So if we do that and we take off this app style menu, I don't know what this hover effect is going to do, but we can find out. So let's go back into here, and currently it's a whole lot of nothing, because we got to change here. Okay, style 1, not sure what that means, but let's go something that's a blue. It'll pop up. So we'll do that, and let's go back and see what happens when we hover over it now. So we got this. Okay, we've got the little, I like that. That's actually pretty cool. And we can change it and make it a little bit bigger. And let's go back to the front, and not too bad, right? That's actually kind of cool. So that's style 1. Let's see what style 2 looks like. Wish there was a way to preview these things without having to come here. That's pretty cool too. It's pretty simple CSS, but you don't have to do the coding. That's always a beautiful thing. We got this guy where it just pops up. Love that too. So far, look, we're only on the header, and I gotta say, it's a pretty strong plugin. Not a big fan of that one, maybe because the border's so thick, but I'm a big fan of the ones that fill in. Yeah, like this one's pretty cool. I don't hate that. Okay, let's see. Next one. Yeah, that one's okay. No, I probably wouldn't do that on mine, but there's some specific design styles and some different types that might work out really well on. This one's pretty cool. If you space these out a little bit farther, space out the menu a little bit more, that would actually be pretty cool. But personally, I think number 1 is probably my favorite, because it's the least in your face. That one's pretty cool. And then I think it was style number 3 that popped up from the bottom. That one was really cool as well. Yeah, this one. I like those the best, but that's cool. Keep hover style on active page. So before we save it, let's go to the sample page and see how nothing is staying there. If we keep the hover style on active link, let's save it, and we'll go back to the home page, and let's go back to sample page. and it did not stay. That's interesting. Keep hover style on active link. Hover style will be displayed on the menu item that is currently active. So it did not stay. Let's make sure it was saved first. Come back in here and see. No, for some reason that part actually looks like it's not working. Let's go to uncategorized, sample page, hello world. Doesn't look like that part is working correctly. That's okay though. So far, I mean, this is extremely strong. So now we've got our footer. We'll go into the footer section. Remove bullet points from the footer. Let's see what happens here. Keeps all the links, but it removes the bullet points. That's cool. Stop the floating footer on empty pages. Let's do yes. See what happens. My guess is it's going to push this or this part all the way down. Yep. So rather than it floating up here, it pushes it to the bottom. That's cool because like if we go into a post, it shoots it down, but it makes sure that if the page isn't 100%, that the footer's at least at the bottom, so it doesn't give you that weird look. I like that. I think it makes a massive difference. Hide bottom footer. Let's see. I think it's going to get rid of this part. Let's see what happens. Yes. So it gets rid of the footer credits. I don't know that that's super useful, but maybe. It could be. Depends on the use style. Personally, I like to create my own footers, and I like to create them inside of the theme builder. That's the way I do it. But that kind of gives you the footer, and then remove the dividing sidebar. So that would probably be this, I would assume. Let's see if we can do that. We'll save it, and that should go away. Yeah, so looks a little bit cleaner. Global preloader. Okay. Fade out. Preloader icon. Let's see what it is. Foreground, background. So let's do this one again. We're gonna go. Actually, we're gonna do. Yeah. Let's just drop that blue in here again, and let's save it. And let's go see what happens. So we get that preloader. That's it's kind of cool. I can't lie. Don't hate it. Makes the transitions a little bit smoother. I'm kind of a fan of that. You know, especially for certain situations, it's going to work out super, super well. And you can change to all of these different things. You can make it round out, rotate, slide, do all that. I like the fade. I think it's a little classier. One thing that would be very cool here is if we could control the amount of time of the fade and adjust that. It'd be really, really awesome. So here you can do a custom maintenance or 404 page without using the theme builder, which is nice. Some slider animations, remove this project. So like if you're not going to be doing any sort of client portfolio, you can remove this and it'll just gone. So when we reload this, projects will be gone. It cleans up your menu a little bit. That I do like. Going into mobile, this is cool because this is something that you cannot control without hard coding inside of Divi, and that's all your breakpoints. You know, collapse the submenu items in mobile. That's another one. Watch, I'll show you this. It's a shortcoming of Divi, and you won't see it here because we've only got those 3 items. But let's go under appearance and menu. We'll create a main menu, and what we're going to do is set it to primary menu, and we're going to make a new one, right? And we are going to create a bunch of menus. So we got that. We've got item 1, item 2, 3, and we're just going to create multiple items. And we're going to drop some of them inside of here. And let's actually do it where, let's do it like this, where there's 2. So here, we're going to shrink this thing back down, show you the menu item. See how it does this. You've got, they just kind of sit inside of one another. And here, everything does the way it's supposed to. What we want to do, so if we go back into Divi Switch and go to mobile, is collapse submenus. Enable and make parent link not clickable, or make the parent link clickable. That is pretty cool. I like it not being clickable personally, but it's cool if you can make it clickable. That's just an option. It could depend on the situation. But let's save that, and then we'll come back over here, we'll refresh, and where everything could get really out of control if you got a lot of menu items, now you got the ability to add on exactly what you could want. This is a really strong option here for Divi. And show text on mobile menu. Let's see what this has. Change default select page text when using the centered header. Okay, so we're not using a centered header. We're using just the normal one, but if you did the center header, which we can come back here and it's been a long time since I've done that. It might actually be it might be an option inside of the customizer. I really honestly cannot remember. Let's go into customizer and we'll see what it is, but I think it is in the customizer, where you can pick between left aligned or centered headers that are built in. So we'll go down here in the header navigation, header format, and this is it. So this is the normal. You've got the centered, which puts everything kind of in the middle, and you've got centered inline with the menu. We're just going to do centered, publish it, and then we'll go to the front end and I'll show you kind of what this looks like. Definitely not my favorite. I almost never ever use this. And when you go to mobile, it brings this right here, this select page. That's the option that we were looking at inside of Divi Switch. So if we go back to Divi Switch, go to mobile, show on menu mobile. So if we did just change this to menu, and then we hit save, go back into the front end, and you're going to see the difference. Refresh the page, we'll shrink this down. Now it says menu here instead of select page. So we could remove this text, it would have menu, and then you'd have your normal options. So, I mean, you can see already tons and tons of power, ridiculous amounts of time saved going through a plugin like Divi Switch. Post, just putting the comments in a toggle, how cool. It keeps it from loading in so much of your page. The archives, you can add the category title to the top, remove the sidebar, add the read more link under post, which is a big one, add a separator line under post. Simple things, but it's visual and it's really cool. Now insert a layout before main content, so this is where you can create your own header and drop these in. It's not as important now because of the header and footer builder. Same thing here, before, after. One thing it could be really beneficial for is if you're trying to do ads on your website, which I wouldn't recommend unless you have a really specific use case. This other one though, insert layouts before post content, can be used for inserting share icons or something along those lines above your post content. The other option is to use the Divi theme builder. You can do that. You can build your own post layout and put those share icons exactly where you want them inside the layout. It does add to what needs to be loaded inside of Divi. If you're on a shared plan or something along those lines, this is where Divi Switch really truly shines, because it's all code based. It's not loading additional resources on the front end. It's all hard coded in the back end, and that's the beauty of something like this. But again, the visual builder is a great tool to be able to do some pretty cool things and drop those custom layouts if you have really specific use cases or client needs. So that is kind of the rundown of Divi Switch. You can also enable SVG uploads and enable the Divi shortcodes. This way you can create something in your library. It will generate a shortcode that you can drop anywhere in your design. That's really cool for putting modules inside of modules. One thing that comes to mind really quick is tabs with the Divi shortcodes inside of them, or the Divi shortcode layouts. So you can make a layout that has your blog content for one category, another layout that has your blog content for another category, separate your categories by tabs, and then make it where it's really cool for the desktop. You can click on the tabs and that'll filter your blog posts. It's just the first thing that comes to mind. Another good option would be if you have a big team and you wanted to break them down by department. You could build a layout that has the person module, build a person module for every person on your team, and build one layout for each department, and then drop the shortcodes inside different tabs where you can filter out people on your team. Just a few things that, some real life use cases that come to mind. And then, there's the import export, and there's the license key. You've got to have a license key, and I'll run through the cost on Divi Switch real quick. And to do that, I actually have to log out of my account. But we'll go here under the Divi Switch plugin, and you can get it by itself. So you can get just the Divi Switch for a single site for $29, 100% worth it. They're annual, so there's that. It'll refresh or recharge every year. That's so you can get the updates. You can, to pay for support and things like that in case you have questions. You can get it for 3 sites if you're a developer, or Unlimited Pro if you're a developer. That's $49. The annual membership gives you access to everything that they do. So these two at the bottom are memberships to all of Aspen Grove Studios products. These first 3 are just for Divi Switch. So single site $29, a package of 3 sites for $39, unlimited sites for $49, and then they've got the memberships where you get access to everything they have, which is a really cool set of plugins. Some very good ones, and I'll let you go check that out. I'll link the Aspen Grove and Divi Space sites below. They're sister sites. They have the same platform. They have the same plugins, just 2 different websites. But the annual membership is $199. It will obviously renew every year, and then the lifetime, if you're a developer, highly recommend this. That's actually what I did. I've got the lifetime membership, $449 for all of the plugins they give you, and I'll just briefly take you through these. But $449 for all of this, multiple pages of Divi and mostly Divi plugins, but some for a lot of other stuff too. Some for WooCommerce, specifics to WooCommerce, but you get child themes, WooCommerce plugins, layouts, all kinds of stuff. And $449 for a lifetime is definitely worth it if you can swing it. It'll save you in the long run, and it'll be a huge added bonus to what you offer your clients for your agency as you're building up your portfolio, and it just makes the workflow easy. So, with this, I have to give Divi Switch, especially for anyone who's just getting started. And I use this pretty much on every website to get some of those little things I like to get done, just done a whole lot quicker. I give Divi Switch a hard 4.5 out of 5. This is a must. This is an absolute must for your portfolio, for your toolbox. So if you're interested in checking it out, again, there will be a link below. It's an affiliate link, but it will not cost you anything extra. It'll just help support the content we're creating here on the channel. So it would mean the world to me if you do it. And if you do, let me know in the comments below this video what you think and how you're using Divi Switch. I appreciate you. I hope that you have an awesome day. And if you like what we're doing here on the channel, as always, give the video a thumbs up. It's going to help other people find the channel and get value from what we're bringing, or what I'm bringing here on the channel. And if you love it a lot, don't forget to subscribe and come back and hang out with me again. I appreciate you. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you soon.